Mark Leibovich is chief national correspondent for the New York Times Magazine and a CBS News political contributor. Good morning.
Hi, Charlie.
If this race is closer than the polls say, what would be causing it to be that?
Well, I think a lot of Trump supporters are looking for a permission structure to cast a protest vote. There are even some undecided voters and independents who want to cast a protest vote. Trump, for whatever his flaws, has been a vehicle for protest votes throughout the Republican primary, throughout the, I think a lot of the early polls indicate that. And he is a grievance candidate to a lot of people, and people, especially if they don't think he can win, will feel empowered to vote.
Not a vote for him, but a vote for protest.
Correct.
And he keeps talking about phony and dark polls, that he has different polls that indicate different numbers. One of his people told me that we are for sure going to win in Florida. What do you make of all of this?
Well, candidates who are not in the lead always talk about how the polls are wrong, their internal polls are better, and by the way, our crowds are amazing, and I'm seeing things that no one else can see because I go to these big, loud raucous.
That's what President Dukakis said.
That's what President Obama is still talking about those crowds. Yes, he is. So, yes, there is historical, precedent for this kind of rhetoric sort of taking hold in the last couple of weeks. However, Trump, again, he's a bit of an X-factor candidate. I mean, his crowds genuinely are huge, and they continue to be huge. I mean, there's been really no drop-off there. And there's also, polls are a little bit more iffy this time around because you just don't know what Trump voters are telling pollsters because there's so much distrust to begin with.
Nancy reported on the female factor. Hillary Clinton now talking about women campaigning for some of the female senators using Senator Elizabeth Warren. What we're watching in Florida is an uptick in women in early voting and absentee voting. Is there evidence that they're turning out in larger numbers than expected? Well, I mean, if there's an uptick in them, you got to think according to the polling right now. I mean, many of them are voting for Hillary Clinton. And I mean, in fairness, in addition to the Clinton campaign emphasizing this, Trump is giving them a lot to work with. I mean, even like this thing about the adult film star today, it didn't get a lot of traction, but to actually say that, I mean, that does send a message. And then we were talking about this. Now, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, if Hillary Clinton is elected, how much will they want to draw her to the left? Quite a bit. Yes. And that's a story worth watching. I mean, I think beginning November 9th. So we'll see. I mean, again, she has to win first. I think they're focused on that. But yeah, I mean, that to me, I think talks of a Republican Party split are a little bit overshadowing what will, I think, be a pretty serious split in the Democratic Party.
There'll be a lot of stories to watch on November 9th.
There will be, but I'm going to take a little bit of a nap.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Glad to have you here.
Okay.